Like the new setup? Okay, so I'm using Kokichi sprites because I'm lazy, which is the short answer, but the long answer is because since I don't have social media, I can't commission someone to make Sona sprites for me. And if I asked my friends to do it, I don't think I would be able to repay them enough. And I don't want to make the sprites myself because previously stated I'm lazy. But with that out of the way, let's get into video. Okay, so the first pet peeve on this list is people comparing serialized TV shows to episodic TV shows. If you don't know what that means, serialized shows are like shows that follow a plot, and then episodic shows are like, think Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, like animated shows. Like, usually those are episodic. They don't really follow a plot as much as serialized shows do, but they kind of do. Like, they follow a general plot, but usually those shows are like, here's your cast of characters, and like, here's what they do, and now you're gonna see them have adventures. Like, that's basically what an episodic show is. But the main pet peeve of this is people comparing Teen Titans to Teen Titans Go. If you don't know, Teen Titans was a show, it was a Cartoon Network show in the 2000s where it followed the Teen Titans, obviously, and I would say it appealed more to, like, teenagers than it did to, like, an 8-year-old, because the art style is very much like, forgive me for saying this, but the art style looks like anime. Like, it looks very similar to a lot of anime art styles. And then Teen Titans Go is essentially the same thing, but a more cartoony art style, and I would say it appeals more to, like, kids. And people like to compare them when they are almost non-comparable. Because again, Teen Titans is serialized. It follows a plot, usually. And then Teen Titans Go is episodic. So there are plots individually in the episodes, but there isn't a plot overall in the story. And people like to compare them because Teen Titans Go is a lot more childish. But based on the meat and bones of the show, it would definitely appeal more to younger kids than it would anybody else. And then Teen Titans, like I said, would appeal more to teenagers than it would kids. Again, like, all ages, but what I'm trying to say is these shows are almost non-comparable because of the nitty-gritty that they are. Okay, pet peeve number 2 is YouTube shorts / TikToks that use the same audio and have the same punchline. This is mainly on here because I keep seeing these videos by this one guy that I forgot the name of. So basically, it was the same audio, it was essentially the same punchline, but like the situations would be just a tiny bit different. And I think what ticked me off to them the most was artists were always the butt of the joke. And like, I think there was one where it was like, artists don't even have to try to disappoint their parents. Essentially, they were being the butt of the joke, and artists were being compared to, like, big jobs, like doctors, dentists, stuff like that. Of course, he has other videos other than this, and he has other videos like those that I just said, but with, like, again, same video, same punchline, except different people were getting put on the chopping block, per se. Okay, the third pet peeve on this list is liking Sonic means you're a furry. This is mainly here because I had, keyword had, a friend who would basically berate me and call me a furry because as a child, when I was like barely even old enough to be in school, I would play Sonic Dash during my church services, and I would always save up all my rings so that way I could get Rouge, because Rouge was an unlockable character for like so many rings. And basically, they would like non-stop call me a furry because of it. And of course, like, that's not even the definition of a furry. And this was like last year almost. And even then, I wasn't a furry. Like, I don't actively draw anthropomorphic characters and stuff, but still, just because you like something with anthropomorphic animals doesn't automatically mean you're a furry. Like, we all watched Zootopia when it came out. That doesn't mean that we're all furries, does it? This is just something that annoys me. Okay, the fourth pet peeve on this list is people mispronouncing Encanto. Ever since that movie came out, I feel like I've heard every mispronunciation of the title. Like, I've heard Encanto, which is not at all. I've heard Enchanto, where's the H? And yeah. Okay, the fifth pet peeve on this list is people putting towels/shirts over their heads to signify that a girl is speaking. This is usually in those like POV videos or like you know what I'm talking about, right? I think it mainly annoys me because girls can have like every kind of hair type or like hair length, I guess. And so long hair doesn't automatically mean female. Plus, why a towel? Why a washcloth even? I don't really understand the shirt either, but I guess that would be easier, quote unquote, to put over your head than a towel or something, because the head hole, but like, still. Also, you could just like change your shirt, or like there's text that could indicate that, there was a girl talking. Okay, the sixth pet peeve on this list kind of goes hand in hand with my first pet peeve in a sense, but the sixth pet peeve is Sonic Boom is bad because it's childish. So if you don't know, Sonic Boom was a game series / TV series that came out in like 2014, and so I don't want to go too in depth, but Sonic Boom basically introduced different designs of Team Sonic and Amy, and it also introduced a new character called Styx. And basically the show was kind of like Teen Titans. It loosely followed a plot, but every episode had a different plot, so it was episodic. And so it's very similar to Teen Titans Go in the fact that A, it's episodic, and B, it generally appeals more towards kids than it would anybody else. And I can say that because I watched it and I genuinely enjoyed it. But people are so quick to hate on Sonic Boom, especially the TV show, because, well, mainly the TV show, because it has like a lot of potty humor, I guess you could say, or just generally dumb humor. But like, I understand people hating on the games because they were basically rushed to make. Like, it was a part of a lineup of games, along with, I know it was in a lineup along with Sonic Lost World, and there was another game that I forgot, but they were all for the Wii U. And so Sonic Boom was not intended to be a part of this lineup, and they had to rush it to get it out in time, which is why the games are bad. But I feel like most people don't have... I feel like you can't really hate on the show that much, especially considering the games were rushed. But Sonic Boom, the TV show, came out the same time as Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. And again, rushed. But most people hate on Sonic Boom because, like previously stated, the humor is childish. But, like, okay, I understand hating on the animation in Season 1 because it wasn't great at all. Season 2 is a lot better, especially in the animation, you know? But still, just because it's childish and meant for a different audience doesn't equal bad automatically because you are not a child and decided to watch it because it's Sonic. And, oh no, it's childish, I can't like it now. I feel like that's dumb. Okay, the 7th pet peeve on this list is a common misconception, actually, but it's Henry VIII executed all of his wives. If you don't know, Henry VIII was a king of England for, like, in the 1500s, and he had 6 wives, okay? 2 he divorced, 2 he executed, 1 died during childbirth, and the last one outlived him. So, and a common misconception is he executed all of his wives because they didn't bear him a son. That is not true. He divorced 2 of his wives because one had so many miscarriages and only gave him a girl, and the second one he divorced was, I think it was the same thing, roughly. And the 2 he beheaded was because they cheated, quote unquote. I say cheated because loosely that's not entirely true. Anne Boleyn, was his second wife, was accused of treason, but those claims were false. And with his 5th wife, she actually did cheat, loosely. I don't remember all the details, but... And then, of course, the wife died during childbirth, and then the wife that outlived Henry. So, I'm a history nerd, obviously, and that's mainly because of Six the Musical. But still, it annoys me. Okay, the 8th pet peeve on this list is people who don't use tone tags, especially when it matters most. If you don't know, a tone tag is basically a / and then either a letter or a series of letters to indicate how it's meant to be read or how the tone is. For example, if you put /J after something, it would be /joking. That would indicate that you were joking about something. And so, I had a friend, keyword had, this is the last friend who kept calling me a furry, but basically, I had to tell them multiple times to keep using tone tags because they would say something that was hurtful to me, and then the second I got mad about it, it's, oh, I forgot to add /J. I hope you can tell how that is annoying. Because if you can't, that's a red flag. But, like, okay. It's one thing if you forget to add, like, /J when saying something that is obviously a joke. Like, especially if you add, like, a lot of exclamation points and ones after it. Like, that indicates to me that it's a joke. Or, like, if you say, like, obviously, or words similar to obviously a lot in a sentence. Like, if you make it obvious that it's a joke and you forget to add /j, I don't think that's a big deal. But if you say something that could be interpreted incorrectly, like, if you say something like, oh, your girlfriend cheated on me with me. Like, if you say that and you're intending for it to be a joke and you forget to add /j, that could be potentially harmful. And again, it's one thing if, I didn't say this again, but it's one thing if, you add it like a second or two after sending the message. Like, that to me is fine. But if you add it like several minutes, or the second the person gets mad about it, that is a problem. So, like, okay. Long story short, if you say something inherently harmful, and then the second the person gets mad about it, you say, oh, I forgot to add /j, don't do that. If you say something and you add it, and you add the tone tag, like a second or two after sending the message, that's fine. Are we good now? Okay, the 9th pet peeve on this list is, okay, I wrote it down as those meme videos, but what I mean is those videos where, like, someone is, like, in the bottom half of a video, and then in the top half there's, like, a meme. And there are several different ways to record these kinds of videos, but they're annoying to me because either the person at the bottom is, like, either very unexpressive or something like that, or too expressive, right? And plus, they just put a meme to get likes. That's my theory, because why else would you just post a meme and then at the bottom have yourself, like, very poorly, like, reacting to it? To me, that looks like fishing for likes. Yeah. Okay, the 10th pet peeve on this list is edits with the same clip, same audio, same text, but it's edited differently. Especially, okay, so recently I've been seeing these edits of a live action Addams Family movie. I don't know which one, there's probably like 10 million out there, but basically they would have a clip where basically it's like Wednesday shows up at a swim practice, and so one character says, hey, this is a close practice, and then everybody laughs, and then Wednesday says, the only person that gets to torture my brother is me, and then she pulls out 2 bags of piranhas, and then the music would be some song about Mount Everest or whatever, and, like, they would show the text of the lyrics, like, in the middle of the screen. But the only difference between all of these edits is that the edits would be slightly different. And it just looks like you're jumping on a dancing trend to me. Like, you're adding almost nothing to the table. Someone else probably did this. Like, probably 10 people already did this. Like, to me, at least, it just looks like you're jumping on a dancing trend. Okay, the 11th pet peeve on this list is another common misconception, but it's someone saying every day is Halloween in Halloween Town. This is about The Nightmare Before Christmas. But if you didn't know, The Nightmare Before Christmas is a Disney movie made by Tim Burton that came out in '93. And so basically, the whole plot is like, there are different towns for holidays, right? And so our main character, the king of Halloween Town, well, I wouldn't say he's the king of Halloween Town because there is a mayor, but like he's the pumpkin king basically. And so he craves for something other than Halloween. And so he stumbles into Christmas Town and blah blah blah. But so every day on Halloween in Halloween Town, they have this big celebration. They give out awards and stuff because it's Halloween Town. And so the common misconception is that every day is Halloween in Halloween Town. This is false because they are seen to celebrate Halloween, and then the second Jack goes missing, then it's but we have 365 days left until next Halloween, and then that's what the mayor says, and then the werewolf says 364. This clearly shows that they celebrate Halloween differently than they would any other day, because any other day it would just look like Halloween and be Halloween themed. Okay, I'm gonna have to give some backstory for this 12th pet peeve, but basically there is this lady who posts about her small business where she makes safety keychains, and so there's like a wristlet, a little cute pom-pom, and like the safety part of it is like there's pepper spray and probably like a seatbelt cutter or something, like stuff like that. But basically there would be these videos of her where she would be replying to a comment that would be like, oh, I can make one of my own at XYZ store. And then she would go to XYZ store and then try and make one of her keychains out of it. And so the pet peeve is that in these videos, in the caption would be, XYZ store is stealing my keychains. I think the reason why this annoys me so much is because it is so obviously clickbait. And it's clickbait in a way where it could potentially put her business in danger if these stores are in fact stealing her products. And it could put her business at risk because she is lying about these stores stealing her products. Okay, this 13th pet peeve is videos where, like, I guess the hook per se is things humans were never meant to see, but then the things that humans apparently weren't meant to see is a public area. So like these videos can take all kinds of forms. So like it'd be things humans weren't meant to see, and then they would show like something inherently creepy or unsettling. But usually these creepy or unsettling things are either something that humans made, or it would be like animals or something. Yeah. Okay, this 15th one is gonna need a little bit of explaining as well. So, ever since they added Dragon Ball to Fortnite, ever since they added Dragon Ball characters to Fortnite, I should say, I've seen people mispronouncing Goku's attack entitled Kamehameha. I'll show the clip right here.
Dragon Ball Mythic in Fortnite 10 times stronger, so we all know the Kamehameha.
I'm gonna leave that one to the comment section, but the thing that annoys me the most about this is, like, I think a few weeks after that was posted, or even a few days, he was like, so the anime community kinda went wild on this video because I mispronounced Kamehameha. And little did everyone know that it was such a big troll. You guys got trolled so hard. Like, dude, if you were really trolling, you gotta make it. You don't do that. It could be potentially harmful. Okay, the 15th pet peeve on this list is kids under the age of 13 posting their age or grade or face online. Okay, so it is one thing if they are just watching videos or just not posting anything. It's another thing if they are posting things, especially their age, grade, and face, because it can be so easy for people to find them and potentially dox them because of their face, harass them because of their age, or make fun of them because of their grade. I even came across one of these videos where a kid, I don't know how old they were, but they had posted a short where they had one of their I think end of the year assignments for school, and this kid wasn't even in middle school yet, and they had posted their grade, their name, and probably their face at some point. And I mainly just want to put this out there. If you are so incredibly young that you aren't even in middle school yet, don't do that. You could get hurt. Okay, the 16th pet peeve on this list is when people flex on how much art supplies they have. Here's the thing. It's one thing if you show yourself using the art supplies, okay? Like in those colored pencil videos where they do those challenges or whatever. It's another thing if you have a video of you recording your space and how much supplies you have. And this could apply to anything really, but I've seen it mainly with art supplies because art supplies can be so expensive. And people usually want to be like, look at how much Posca markers I have, or look at how much alcohol markers I have. And to me, at least, it comes off as disingenuous. And of course, it's one thing if you have it there just for show. Like that, to me, I don't like that. Because, again, art supplies can be incredibly expensive. And so you're spending so much money just for something for show. And not even using the art supplies. Again, it's one thing if that's a collectible. It's another thing if it's art supplies. Plus, art supplies is really, I would say a dime a dozen, but usually the expensive stuff is a dime a dozen. And Crayola is not very good for professional works. So it just comes across as disingenuous. Also, if you have art supplies just for show, you're basically taking away valuable resources from artists who really need it, or even younger artists.